Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. President Trump has announced that he will be running for a historic third term as president after already winning the two previous ones.
Yes, a third term, a beautiful third term. No one has ever been able to do this before. Many think it's impossible, really, but we will. I easily won the last two elections by more votes than anyone ever before in the history of our country. No one could do that with me. Not even Ron DeSanctimonious. We're going to do it again. We will totally win big.
Legal scholars insisted that the Constitution prevents Trump from being elected for a third term, but Trump totally shut them down on Truth Social by calling them
fourth-rate legal scholars who probably got less than a stellar score on the legal scholar exam. We're going to make America a big, beautiful, great, glorious country again. We'll do it with our third term. And by throwing the entire staff of the Washington Post in jail. Doesn't that sound nice?
At airtime, concerns have been raised by several in the audience when the 76-year-old Trump wandered aimlessly off stage in the middle of his speech. In the aftermath of Trump's announcement, the nation was frozen with fear as word began to spread that former First Lady, New York Senator, Secretary of State, failed presidential candidate, election denier, legendary assassin Hillary Clinton was preparing to make a major announcement of her own.
We're still awaiting details of what this announcement might be,
said conservative blogger Jerry Attrick.
We can only assume that it has something to do with her own candidacy for president, which would give us the Titanic rematch that absolutely no one asked for and everyone hoped we would never experience.
In a late-night post to his Truth Social account, Trump welcomed the possibility of facing Hillary again.
Crooked Hillary Clinton would be my second favorite opponent in 2024, behind only sleepy Joe Biden himself. I already defeated them both, despite having my wonderful landslide re-election stolen. If Hillary wants some more, she can come and get it. Also, my pantsuits are much more flattering. Everyone says so. MAGA!
The entire nation breathed a collective sigh of relief when it was revealed that Hillary's announcement was in fact just a renewal of her Apple TV series with daughter Chelsea, in which they travel across the country frightening ordinary citizens. In a stunning outcome to a highly scrutinized race, Katie Hobbs, the charismatic leader and official vote counter of Arizona, has emerged victorious after 108% of the state's voting precincts reported in. Though mathematicians were puzzled by the plausibility and indeed possibility of the results, Democrats were quick to hail Hobbs's win as a victory for democracy itself.
We knew things looked really bad for weeks leading up to election night. What with our abysmal approval ratings for our party, Americans feeling negatively about the overall direction of the country, and Miss Hobbs being afraid to debate her opponent or even appear in public,
said Hobbs's campaign spokesperson Haley Barber Berger Jorgensen.
But we felt very confident that once we got our vote tallies from all 108% of precincts, including those in other states and overseas, we would come out victorious.
Republicans were quick to point out that it's not actually possible to have more votes than voters, but were roundly condemned for denying an election that was 8% more Democratic than the last election. At airtime, Arizona officials had notified all voting precincts that their tallies would not be needed, and that it was time to install even more drop boxes for the 2024 election. Twitter CEO Elon Musk announced plans this week to open an exclusive company cafeteria that would sell items for $8 each, reversing an earlier policy in which free delicacies were lovingly spooned directly into the mouths of employees by an on-call waitstaff.
Twitter is losing millions of dollars a day. We can't keep giving away food. Support your own paycheck by buying the new Musk meatball sub in the company cafeteria. Look, I know you can afford $8 for lunch. It's exactly how much you've been paying for fancy coffee drinks every morning since I got rid of the barista.
Employees immediately took to Twitter to disparage the announcement, saying things like,
"He is literally starving us to death.
I'm afraid to try the salad. It could be anything."
And, "Why am I paying $8 for lima beans on a pasta dish? It doesn't make any sense." All those employees have since been fired. Musk ultimately decided to scrap the new cafeteria in favor of watching Twitter employees battle each other for bread in the new Twitter Thunderdome.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
According to sources, a local developer who was recently let go from Twitter is having a difficult time finding the meditation room at his new job at the SFO Airport Taco Bell.
Oh, it's got to be around here somewhere,
said the confused second-shift burrito assembly specialist as he looked around the facility.
I hope I find it soon, because that last order was very stressful.
Sources say the man previously held the prestigious position at Twitter as an assistant algorithmic diversity intervention and sensitivity coordinator, making $238,000 per year. He also enjoyed free food, unlimited naps, and the use of 42 conveniently placed quiet rooms for transcendental meditation between meetings.
Hey guys, where do I go to meditate around here?
He said to his confused coworkers before slipping in a puddle of nacho cheese and collapsing on the floor in a fit of sobs. His shift manager then kindly informed him that he could meditate in the cooler for a few minutes as long as he brought back 3 bags of shredded lettuce. At airtime, the man had been fired after insulting his shift manager on Twitter. In a shocking turn of events, famed prosperity gospel preacher Joel Osteen has suddenly gone bankrupt after local woman Carissa Stewart named and claimed his entire estate.
Well, that backfired.
Said a homeless Osteen as he watched Stewart drive away in his Lamborghini.
Probably should have set a few guidelines on what exactly you're entitled to by simply claiming it as your own.
After years of teaching that God will automatically grant the lusts of one's heart so long as that person claims it, Stewart promptly walked up to the stage and claimed everything Osteen owned.
It seemed like a long shot, but I really wanted his mansion. That thing is dope. I just walked up and claimed it all, then said if I didn't receive my claim, his entire ministry would be an obvious sham. I got all his millions, but I guess he kept his pride. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a good thing for Christians or not.
Having heard of the debacle, fellow prosperity gospel preachers derided Osteen's idiocy.
Ha! What a dummy!
Said Kenneth Copeland as he jumped into his private jet.
You always have to caveat that none of the poors can actually claim something that a rich man already owns. That's prosperity gospel 101, sucker!
At airtime, Osteen had tried to name and claim his estate back, but Ms. Stewart informed him that she, quote, didn't believe in that crap. Now you're up to date on the only news that matters. Find more fake news you can trust at BabylonBee.com. Until next time, this is Austin Robertson, the voice of the Babylon Bee. So long.